Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/MaliciousCompliance. So let's sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. Work thinks I'm lazy. I work in a factory doing maintenance. A lot of what I do is told to me verbally. Recently, our new general manager brought up to my boss how he thinks I do not do any work and what was the point of having me employed. My boss asks me, and I tell him that my jobs, including the ones the general manager gives me, do not get paperwork done up for them because the office cannot be bothered to file it. He tells me to fill out work orders for the work I complete, that the office can handle some extra paperwork anyways. A week later, I get told to please stop making work orders because the office couldn't keep up. I had filled out 237 for every job I did, big or small. The reason there were so many work orders was that I filled them out for every little thing. Changed a light bulb, put air in the trunk's tire, swept the shop, locked a door, blew out a filter, ABC, etc. There's a really good quote here from God from Futurama which says, "When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all," which perfectly describes that story. The new city ordinance states that all bars must close at 2 AM? Will do. This is from 2011. A bar owner in Brazil, after his city created a new ordinance mandating all bars to close at 2 AM, began kicking all the customers out at 1:59 and reopening 5 minutes later. When the cops arrived, he argued that he obeyed the ordinance by closing at the mandated time, but since the law says nothing about opening hours, from now on he opens at 2:05. I mean, he did follow it to the letter, so he's not in the wrong. Work thinks I am still lazy. Just another story since people liked the last one. I work at a factory doing maintenance. General manager doesn't like me. It is obvious. He tells my boss I never do anything all the time and am lazy and should do something with my time. My boss knows that I work. I got fed up one day and thought, hey, let's be lazy and productive. I hooked up a big magnet to the lawnmower and drive around under the pretense that I am picking up nails and metal in the yard, so trucks do not pop their tires. Common occurrence. I mainly focus near where his office is, where he keeps his windows open, so he gets to hear a lawnmower for a few hours in the morning. He is not a morning person, but he will not tell me to stop because his boss thinks it is a brilliant idea. I just listen to music and drink water while getting to annoy my general manager for a few hours. I'm really liking the stories from this guy, I just wish he'd go into some more detail. Make your own rule? I'll play by the book. So in the US Navy, aviators have the special privilege to wear a flight suit in place of our camo working uniforms when performing flight-related duties. This policy is taken very, very liberally, but we have good arguments for how our job is flight-related. As enlisted aircrew, we rely on the arguments of our leadership to keep this privilege. Today, while our senior chain of command was out of the hangar, a junior leader, second-class petty officer, decided the equipment operators can no longer wear the uniform while in the hangar because studying and training on our gear isn't flight related, while his in-flight maintenance aircrew could because ground maintenance supports flight-related duties. As you can guess, people were extremely unhappy, so we decided to play by the rules. He changed it to fully qualified personnel only, which is not a part of the regulations for wear. We decided as a group to follow the uniform instructions to the letter. In the Navy, we have an order of uniforms, with physical training, or PT, as the lowest, to full medal dress uniform as the highest. The regulation says you can wear a uniform higher than the ordered uniform of the day. So, instead of our working camo uniform, we decided to protest to wear our full dress uniform. Leadership at first thought it was funny, until they started asking us to perform duties such as gear checking planes, moving equipment to and from planes, and even help with small maintenance actions. Which we couldn't do because you must have an FOD, foreign object debris, aka anything that could go into an engine, free uniform, and steel-toe boots. We happily reminded them that all actions requested were flight-related duties and that our flight suits are worn with those steel-toe boots. Leadership wasn't happy, and especially the almighty second class, but the rule was changed within a few hours into the shift, and we were all promptly sent home to change. This may not be the best story, but just shows that sometimes reading all of the book can really put someone in place without being disrespectful. That was one of the few military stories that I actually understood, so props to the person for writing that well. Lazy accounts manager doesn't want to do his job. My company uses a website application to process the complex process flow of 2 of our product services. Example of complex. Steps A, D, F, J need to happen to move to the next stage, but B, F, J, P can move it too. Rather than developing our own process flow, we use WebServe, an online application that does a good job of handling our complex process flow. But a coworker brought to our attention an error when one of our clients complained of a problem. WebServe can pull on and off our product services that are in various stages of completion. The problem a coworker found was that during the stages 4 to 5, a few fields are showing up blank on the report but still appear on the website. It took us a while to figure out exactly what was going on, as often the product service was at a later stage when we discovered the error. I contacted our account manager at WebServe and informed him in detail of what the problem was, how we found it, what it was doing, with multiple screenshots of both the WebServe site and the generated report. I politely asked if he could have his dev team to fix this bug and when we could get an ETA so as to inform our clients. Our WebServe account manager quickly replies back with, "I spoke with our IT team. Turns out these blank fields are from a different data table that no longer gets used when the next stage happens. This blank happens if that task doesn't have all the fields entered when completed. Our system maps the populated fields onto WebServe, which is why you see a number there until stage 5 and on happens." I was puzzled. None of what he said made sense. I didn't ask for an explanation of what the problem was. I knew there was a problem because I told him about it. What I asked for was when WebServe would fix this bug. My polite reply went as followed. While I get that explanation, it was basically what I just told you in different words. My team doesn't understand this, and our clients don't as well. If we see a field on the application, I should be able to see it on the report. So I was curious when we could get an ETA for a fix. The next reply by him was truly baffling. "The report pulls one-to-one data during the multi-stage process. It's just not possible to fix the report as there is nothing to fix. This is working as it was designed, as I was told by the dev team." I shook my head in disbelief. Okay, if that's the case, can you tell me why your dev team designed WebServe to display information at stage 4 and remove that very information for stage 4 in the reports? The account manager then says, "Because this is not currently possible to update for a one-to-one report. The WebServe app is only populating the previous data before it gets updated. It's not accurate, by the way." Again, my head shook as I replied. Okay? Wait, so either the issue is the stage 4 process not showing the accurate information on WebServe and the report is? Or vice versa? Either way, that's a bug, don't you agree? Sorry if we got off on the wrong foot, and I don't want to continue arguing semantics at this point. There is a bug on WebServe on either the app or the reporting process. Something that shouldn't be that difficult to fix. If field A is blank, use field B for the report. I know you do this for the WebServe in multiple areas, and do it for the reports for other fields. I gave him an example. So what I'm asking is, please provide this same logic on the WebServe app as the reporting service. This is not a bug, but I agree with you that this is not the ideal process due to the conflicting data. I'll tell you what, I'll submit an enhancement request to our dev team for them to review and prioritize as a potential future release. At this time, I can't provide you with an ETA or completion timeline. I'll keep you posted for Q1 2020. I figure at this point, he's being defensive because he doesn't want to do work, is taking what I say personally for some unknown reason, or he's got personal issues he's dealing with and is taking it out on our conversation. I take my time and ask compliance to pull up our contract with WebServe. It takes a few days because this isn't a high priority, just a fun project for me. But I find the paragraph dealing directly with the service and how WebServe will take immediate action on bugs or viruses and system down issues. Bugs being the keyword I was looking for. I went online and quoted the part of the WebServe's dictionary that pertained to us. An incorrect or unexpected result, or to behave in unintended ways. So, I neatly prepared a PDF copy of that sheet in our contract along with the penalty sheet. I attached it to the following email. Okay, we understand that your dev team needs to review said computer bug for errors and fixes. A future release is understandable, and getting back to us in Q1 of 2020 is fine. We will just expect a zero balance bill on all invoices until such time as you can make this fix. Seeing as the penalties would exceed our billable amount by day 15 of each month, thank you for your time and looking forward to hearing back to you in Q1 of next year. The emergency patch email arrived by the next morning and the issue was fixed within 24 hours of me sending my reply. I don't know about that one. I feel like he was either really lazy or he couldn't get priority on that thing and he needed his help. Probably the former though, based on what he said. Either way, it was well done by OP. Load 50 bags of cement into my Corolla. This happened to a couple of former co-workers. I used to work at the big orange hardware store a few years back and was approached by a man who needed to buy about 30 bags of cement, and asked if I could help him by just moving a whole pallet over to his vehicle. Not a problem. Grab a pallet jack, get the pallet, go to his car. It's a freaking sedan. Coworker and I start laughing. We tell him we'll load a few in there, put the rest aside, you'll need to make a few trips. No issues. After the customer leaves, we run into another coworker, and the guy that was with me asks him if he remembers the time they loaded a customer's Toyota Corolla with as many bags as they could, as a buddy would not believe it's not safe. Story goes, Buddy goes off with his wheels scraping against the wheel housing, and as he hit a speed bump, his suspension gave out. His wheels busted, and the car was just sitting there tilted back over the speed bump. Surely that's common sense, don't load your car with too many things, otherwise it's gonna break completely. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like, and if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.